What's up, family? Back again. So it's a whole lot of talk about who created hip hop and what is the FBA or the Foundational Black American Movement. All of this, I'm trying to get clear on it too, family. I'm trying to get clear on it too. Um, well, for starters, I got familiar with Tariq Nasheed right after I moved to North Carolina. Back in like 2010, something like that, end of the 2010. I may have gotten hip to him maybe in 2011. But so I get hip to him through the Hidden Color series and keeping up with that over the years and watching the other things he ended up doing. The Buck Breaking series, all the way up to now with the mic check thing. Um, I do remember years ago hearing a Fat Joe. This is pre lean back and all of that. I didn't have any problem with him being a Puerto Rican rapper or whatnot. Still don't have no problem with him. Um, I do recall in like the early '80s being a child, switching over from like the Kmart brand sneakers to Adidas and Pumas, switching from wearing slacks, like almost like church pants, and also khakis, wearing those types of pants and Wrangler jeans. I remember all that and switching over to like Lee jeans. This was before Levi's was the hit. You know what I mean? Lee jeans was the hit. Lee jeans, they even had like two-tone Lees. You know what I mean? You can get a pair of jeans that was actually two colors. You know what I mean? So I kind of go back with the hip hop thing. I remember Grandmaster Flash and Melly Mel and how they didn't dress necessarily what was deemed as hip hop, or they were pretty much the first wave of what would be considered hip hop as far as dress goes. But it was more along the style of like the Arcades or Earth, Wind and Fire. Any group that was like dressing standoutish. You know what I mean? That's where it kind of started. And it was later on, in my opinion, I think the first real influencers for me had to be Run DMC, the whole Rush movement, Run DMC, the Fat Boys, LL Cool J, even Curtis Blow. Even seeing those guys and how they were dressing, they brought us Adidas and Puma and what else was it? We wore the Lee jeans, for instance, the bomber jackets. They brought that style out. And when you talk or when you watch them in interviews, they speak about how the drug dealers, you know what I mean, were influencing how they dressed. You know what I mean? How the rappers dressed back then. So that was kind of the history of it. And at no point in this history, for me, I was from the South, so my my knowledge of Hispanics in hip hops was like Crazy Legs, Ozone from Breaking. You know what I mean? That was kind of I didn't have like a whole lot of Puerto Rican influence that I could actually say I heard. In fact, Joe came like years later. He was like an early '90s artist. You know what I mean? And he had this one song, "I Got a Flow, Joe," and I ain't gonna front, I like that song. That was it. It was okay, but he didn't really like move the needle no more for me after that until I heard like him with Big Pun. Um, and I'm not saying Big Pun just made him sound better on the record. It's just I think he put forth more effort then. You know what I mean? And that made it come across a little differently. So, but yeah, it was okay. And then after that, he had like he started getting like these commercial records, these club records. And for me, I think Fat Joe's fame came, via club records. You know what I mean? He got really out there and started really getting money, with the club records. You know what I mean? The lean backs, the Make It Rains and stuff like that. those types of records are what to me started moving the needle for him, But then we started getting more into like watching YouTube, and YouTube took over as like the new TV. So everybody's watching interviews and podcasts and all of this stuff, and you got to where we're watching shorts, no matter what platform you were using, Facebook, they ended up getting videos and stuff. Instagram, they started running video content and stuff. So you got a chance to see rappers and stuff and see them more often, and get to experience them in a different way, other than just regular interviews. A lot of times they would come on Instagram on their lives or whatnot, and just talk, and you got to see them more. So Fat Joe was one of those people who always came with good stories, whether or not he was like just talking via live or something Forgotten Kings put out or something like that. He was going on a podcast, he always had great stories, and I couldn't knock none of his stories because they always sounded great, And then, I was watching him say one day that Hispanics and blacks created hip hop both together, half and half, I didn't have a problem with him saying that. I still don't have a problem. And just being honest, I don't have a problem with him saying that. Whether or not it's true is totally different. But I don't have a problem with him saying that, okay? But where the problem came in for me was when he got on, I don't really like saying dude name because, okay, the Hoffa guy, let's just say that. He got on his podcast. Everybody know what podcast I'm talking about. And he said some things that were, very disparaging against a community that pretty much, made him rich. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Puerto Ricans or Spanish people don't buy Fat Joe records. I'm not saying that. Yeah, I'm sure they do. But, Spanish people are not NIGGAs, okay? And, you directed your content and your music towards NIGGAs or, and let me make sure I'm saying this right. I'm saying that, but I'm also saying that you directed your content towards the black community. You know what I mean? And you use the term NIGGA a whole lot in your music. And for me, Spanish people have ways of referring to black people in a derogatory sense. They have ways of referring to each other in a loving way. You know what I mean? They have their own slang terms or whatnot. So you didn't use those. You chose the words you chose. So we got to stand on that. Period. But I'm still not saying that I have an issue with Spanish people being involved in the creation of hip hop, because first of all, for me, I never spent any time in New York. But everything I know about New York, or everything I've actually seen about New York, we understand New York to be a melting pot. You know what I mean? We understand, from where I'm from, we understand New York to be a place that has a little bit of everybody. You know what I mean? No, I do not believe that there are more creative people on the planet than the people who are wrapped in this skin. No, I don't. I do think that there are a lot of creative people on the planet, but if people who look like me lead fashion, lead all of these things, and everybody's moving to the beat of this drum, then this drum is what it is. All right. I would say that if Fat Joe, if we was all marching behind Fat Joe, I'd be right there with him. You feel me? But he straight up dissed a whole culture of people. And yeah, I just said, yeah, he dissed people who put him in the place he is. But for me, that's not even important, man. Fat Joe could have been a nobody. For you to have a camera put in your face and you say the things you said and speak about people being broke as if you always had money, you know what I mean? That's yikes, homie, yikes. For real, man. I mean, there are a lot of things, or there are a lot of topics that come up every day that I don't cover because I don't wanna feel like a hypocrite. You know what I mean? There are a lot of things, especially like personal stuff. I know how I feel about certain things, so I would rather not cover that subject. Or if I cover it, I'm gonna do it in a way that doesn't lead me to speaking about my personal preferences. You feel me? Or if I can give you my personal preferences without giving you all of that, then I would. But yeah, there are just some things, man, that you should not say. And I know we are also living in an era where, it's the, I could say this now because if anybody got a problem with it, I could come back later and apologize. We are also living in that era. So let's not forget about that. Um, I don't want to move on. Let's stay right on Fat Joe and this topic. And I'm going light. Let me tell you why I'm going light. Cause I'm trying to learn how to do this. You feel me? I can't just be going off on everybody. I got to figure out ways to tell people they wrong, and have it so where even a child can watch it. So yes, in summation, gotta use big words like I'm a college graduate. So in summation, no, I do not feel that. Oh yeah, and let me say this about the Hoffa show. Um, that guy wants to come off as someone who is very intelligent, you know, and I, for one, I don't think that he is not intelligent. I think that the Hoffa guy is very intelligent. So I know that you don't just film a show. If you're intelligent, you don't just film a show and don't proofread it and don't go over it and or proof view it. You know what I mean? Go over it with your editor. You just let your editor go, or do you have the kind of relationship with your editor where you tell him after the show, hey, give me a call if you find anything in here that you feel we should not put out. Do you have I know you have a publicist, so does your publicist sit with the editor? Do you, the publicist, and the editor sit together? How does this work? And the reason I'm asking is because Fat Joe didn't say this live. Okay, he said this in a recording, in a recording that was later edited, I'm sure, and like I said, proof viewed for consumption, to make sure it would be okay to put out. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you probably gave Fat Joe a call after the show, like Vlad do, and say, hey man, you want me to put this out? Yeah, you remember you said this right here, and I believe this might cause a stir. Um, um, I haven't seen anything where you have been interviewed and you said that. I did see you come on your live, you know what I mean, but I don't think I heard that. And if I'm wrong, correct me, family. All I'm saying is, dude, you shouldn't have put that out. You shouldn't have put that out. Although, yeah, dude is really standing on it. You know what I mean? And Fat Joe has made up his mind, I guess, that hey, this is what it is, and no matter what we say, this is how he feels. Okay. The reason why I don't want to dispute whether or not hip hop was created by Hispanics and blacks 50-50. The reason why I don't want to dispute that is because I don't really care. Okay, I don't. The thing about okay, so let me explain why I don't care to make this video longer. And I hope you're still around, family. But this is the reason why I don't care if hip hop was created alongside if it was created alongside other cultures or ethnic groups alongside the Black American. I don't care because I like Christmas. Okay, Christmas wasn't created by the Black American. I remember when I got out there when I was a little younger and I was stupid and I was listening to other people telling me I should live my life like this and study this and be all about this and not be about that. The thing I realized when I got older is I missed a few years where I could have been, more involved in this thing. And it was mostly, family oriented, family related. So, I didn't spend time in that area, and once I got back to where, I said, hey, forget about all of this because I was miserable when I was away. When I wasn't celebrating Thanksgiving, I was missing that food. You feel me? So that's why I don't care. You know what I mean? We can't control everything. We don't control nothing now. All of the stuff we try to lay claim to, how much of it do we control? None of it. We making this super big deal about hip hop when anybody who is selling anything hip hop related getting most of the money ain't us. Okay? If you selling a hip hop record right now, who was it? Snoop. I just saw him about a month or so ago. I saw him on a video short, and he was saying that the people sent him a check for 1 billion streams, and he said the check wasn't $45,000. So are you saying that whoever paid you in advertising didn't give you enough money to pay him for 1 billion streams? So somebody listened to these songs 1 billion times, and you didn't. Okay, so if you gave him 45,000 and you paid your staff, and then you got paid, how much was it totally? Was it like 150 grand total for 1 billion streams? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that that's what advertisers paid you totally? Because and another thing, family, that was the whole big thing a few years ago with Joe Budden. He wanted to know what all of the numbers looked like before he signed to one of these companies. And if there's a lesson right there. Also, family, if you stayed to this point, I appreciate you watching me and supporting me. I love you for that. Watch the videos. Yeah, I'm messing up again. I got a little short piece right here I'll throw in for that. Salute. Hey, it's Timu Morpheus. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, share. Hey Trinity, you getting this?